Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So, interesting start to things, I think, because I just recorded an episode and then realised that I'd actually forgot to put my recording software recording. So, I then had the decision, do I re-record the episode that I did, or do I just carry on from where I got to on that point? And then I got to thinking, you know what, I've done a couple of episodes like the one I just did, so in actual fact it's probably not such a bad thing, because yeah, we've kind of done things in that episode already, and now we can just like jump forward and get a move on. So to recap what I did when I thought that I was recording it and I wasn't actually recording, which is, yeah, Just ignore that bit. So yeah, what I did was I have fed the animals. I've done some fertilizer spreading. The cows have now been fed some more. They were just about out of silage and hay. I bought 8 bales of silage and brought those back. I also bought a new grab for the JCB, and I will show you that grab now. We need to take this one up over here. We're going to have to go and get some more fertilizer. I finished doing the fertilizer down this end, and we need to go up the other end and do some fertilizer spreading up there. Let me just go back through here. This one I stuck the bucket on there, and we went through the where the wood chips are. I picked those up. They're now picked up. They're in a neat and tidy pile underneath that tree down there. There is one little piece of wood here that I wanted to just gather up. There we go. Let's bring that one up here, and we'll drop that one there with it. I did a little bit more mowing with this one. Now, if you remember, we couldn't mow next to the roads, and I couldn't figure it out. The guys at Realismus Modding, the Seasons creators, fantastic bunch of guys, they said it can't be related to Seasons. Seasons wouldn't stop you from doing that, and after some thought, and one of them watched the video, they reckon that it is almost... Oh, there's a bit of wood chips there. I left those. They reckon it's almost definitely the tip collision on the roads stopping you from... The grass is cut, but it's not dropping. So it's a tip collision on the roads not working properly and causing the collision... It sort of just keeps the grass on the mower rather than actually allowing it to drop. And if we go and we cut away from the roads, it works, which we did, and it did. So we got some grass in for the cows. That was all good. I have put some mixed feed in for the cows. This is our new grab that we got for the JCB. That is there. We've got some bales here. We've got a new trailer as well, because I want a trailer that can go on the back of the JCB. This one with the turntable on the front is a lot better for being pulled by a telehandler, because you don't want that weight sat on the hitch on the telehandler. These are very often, you've either got these with just a pin and a not an actual hitch that raises up and down, or if you do, it's sort of attached to the back and it's not very strong, so you don't want to have weight sat down on it. So it's not a good idea to use a trailer like that one over there on the back of the telehandlers. So that is what we did. So, and yeah, that one is where we just use that one for scraping up the wood chips, and that's up to speed. So we've got the bales squeezed, because I didn't think it was very realistic us using anything else to gather up these bales, and we're going to go on now and we're going to do some more fertilizer spreading. I did say that I would try and do the fertilizer spreading in my own time. I haven't done that, but I feel I have good reason. Now, what is going on here? I thought I spread fertilizer on this. It doesn't look like it's fertilized, is it? Oh, yes, it is. Right, that's okay then. That's fertilized. My question that I asked you all last week was, which of the 5 tractors did you want me to buy? It was the Fiat 4500 series, the International Harvester 744, the Valtra 602, the Massey Ferguson with the crawler tracks, or the Universal 445 DTC. I won't show them right now because you've seen them all last week, so you're familiar with them. It surprised me that the Fiat 4500 series completely won the vote on the first day, but it didn't after that. 1,857 people answered that question. 58 people in total wanted the Universal 445 DTC, so that one was way down the bottom. Then we had 259 votes for the Massey Ferguson, 301 votes for the Valtra 602, 306 votes for the Fiat, and 933 votes for the International Harvester. So the International is definitely going to be one of our tractors, and I suspect the main reason that that one was voted for so highly, going by what was suggested in comments, was purely because I have personal history involved with that tractor. I'm pretty sure it's a 744. It could be a 745 or 746 or something like that, but it's close enough, I feel, that, yeah, it's to be accurate. Now, I think we need more fertilizer than this. Just the one is not going to be enough. So yes, I will be buying that International Harvester. Just come over here a little bit closer. There we go. And we'll take a look. But because the other votes were so close, yes, the Fiat 4500 series, this one right here, and, well, that's the one that we're definitely getting, and then we're definitely getting that one. But because the others, the Valtra was only 5 votes less, and then the Massey Ferguson, this one, was less than 50 votes underneath that. So I'm thinking I might get all 4 tractors, and the only one that I won't get is this one, because only 58 people out of nearly 1900 said they wanted that one. So we'll leave that one for now, even though that one's technically closer to a Polish one than any of the others, but still. That's the way that the vote went, so that's what we're going to do. I don't know what this man one is here. I didn't even realise they had tractors. That could just be an inaccuracy. But yes, we got Valtra Valmet. That 602 there, we'll probably get that one. So we got several that we're going to buy now. Just come through here. That's where I bought the silage bales. I bought one lot of silage bales because we don't have enough yet. And our next grass cut, when the grass grows again a little bit later in the year, I'm thinking that what I'll probably do is a cut of... We'll do hay first. So if we make a load of hay, because we use a lot more hay than we do silage, and then once we've done that, we will then the next cut after that, we will go through and we'll do that as silage. Remember, we're not doing silage bales, though, are we? We're doing silage as now, which way do I want to go? I want to go up this way because of those fields there. I'm hoping that is the first stage. We'll soon find out. I'll drive on it. Yes, that is the first stage. Right. Yeah, so we will be doing grass silage, but we're going to try and clamp it. That is the plan. But we obviously we need to keep our cows going until we can get to that point. Now, can I just drive through this hedge? I realise it's not entirely realistic, but because we own the entire lot, I think that that would be an acceptable thing to do. It's only a few little bushes that we're just sort of pushing through, and I, for one, have driven tractors through all kinds of shrubbery and undergrowth, so I feel it's probably acceptable. So come up on round here, and I did originally say I wasn't going to do this on camera. I was going to do it off of camera, but yeah, circumstances have dictated that I haven't been able to get round to it, and I feel that we can do this. So what I will do is I will speed time up now. We're going to run it on 60 times speed for a little while. We'll just bring that back round. Because the next big task that we want to do, other than this fertilizer, we need to get the corn planted. We've got 3 fields that we want to be planting with corn. We've got the Zeta lined up. We might go and lease another planter rather than buy one, and stick another tractor on a second planter just to speed things along a little bit. Haven't quite decided on that. But anyway, my weekly question for this week is, next year I'm going to be doing some potatoes or some sugar beet, and I'm not quite sure which one, because the main reason is because there's a new mod that has just been released onto Modhub that is for picking potatoes up off the ground. Now, I already know of a mod that will harvest potatoes and leave them in a line on the ground. So this one, you go along and use this one, and it picks them up from the ground and it puts them into a trailer. It's an awesome looking mod, and I thought I'd like to take a look at it. But there are also some really good, very small-scale mods available for doing sugar beet harvesting. So I thought we'll do one or the other. Because the root crops are so very time-consuming, I don't want to do both. But I will do 2 or 3 fields of one of them. It'll either be potatoes or sugar beet, one or the other. We won't be using large self-propelled machinery for it. I might find small self-propelled machinery or tractor-drawn. I'm not quite sure which one it will be. But we will have a look at all the various options that are available and pick the one that I think is most suited to our style of farming that we're doing on this map. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Do you want potatoes or do you want sugar beet? Now, this is coming along quite nicely. I'm not using the hideout, which is a good job because it's gone past 7 o'clock. We will soon have to stop for the night and get some rest. So I mean, I've been asked several times if when I do that I should go back to the house and rest at the house. So we will do that at least. We will go back to the house and we'll take our nightly rest back at the house. So if I come around here, I'm going to treat this like a big field, even though that it is 3 small fields. I'm going to treat it as though it's a large field and just sort of go right the way around it like this. That will actually be most of the fertilizer spread then. We won't need to worry too much about anything else. So we've done the bits down the bottom side. So there's only this up here. We go once round here, and we've done everything around the cows and the sheep. Yeah, the bit around the sheep, we haven't done any planting there yet. So this is it for fertilizer. So we ought to be able to finish this before we go to sleep. Then we can go home and we can rest for the night, and then we'll see what the soil temperature heats up to tomorrow. According to the forecast, if you look there on the top right hand side, Thursday, which is tomorrow, 18.7. So it's 18 degrees during the day and then 7 degrees at night, which is a good thing because it will mean that it's not going to get too cold, and that's going to be the crucial thing. We don't want it to be too cold because otherwise the soil temperature isn't going to heat up fast enough. We need it to get to 10 degrees so that we can get that corn in the ground. As that bit has all been done there, it's getting difficult to see. I have to turn my lights on really. There we go. Full beams all the way, and down through here I got one little strip down through here. I think that is then all of the fields done. We've still got 800 odd litres of fertiliser left, so we can use that. And actually, you know what, we're not going to go back to the main yard to sleep because there are other places here. We're going to be neighbourly. We're going to go and see our neighbours and we're going to impose on them. So let's just take a quick look and make sure we have spread fertiliser on all of our fields. I want to go to growth and here, take off the needs ploughing. We'll worry about that later. All of that is done. Those 3 aren't planted yet. So we have done. We have finished doing the fertilizer spreading. So if we take this one, I think we should have enough fertilizer in here to do what we need to do. We will head up this way. Now, we've got to remember, we're driving on the roads now, so we can only have the front lights on. You can't have other lights. It blinds drivers. And at least in my country, it's illegal to drive along with the spotlights on anyway. Let's come up this way, and we can get up towards the sheep. And we're going to rest up here in this house tonight, because this is all part of our farm. We're hoping... Oh, this is the field that we own. This is the other grass field that we own right here. So let's drive on down here. I'm actually going to park this one up here and stop him right there. Actually, let's turn those lights off, or they'll be flat by the morning, won't they? And we'll come down here, and one of our workers, he lives here, and he's having a party tonight. I don't think we're going to be able to get up onto that balcony, though. Because that's if you're having a barbecue or a party, you really want to get up onto the balcony, don't you? Everybody wants to get onto the balcony. Ooh! Ha ha ha! Right. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. And on the balcony, yes, there we go. We are on the balcony for the night. So now if we go Alt-N, resting for another day at the farm. And there we go. So we're 21,000 euros from the sold milk last night, which is excellent. And if we go... Oh, no, we want to go this way. Go through here and... Right, cleanliness. We do need to go and clean the cows. Grass is down, although the grass, when we tip it in from there, it'll make it okay. Straw and... Sorry, so I suppose really we ought to do something to the cows first. I mean, it's the soil is still only 9 degrees, so it's not quite ready yet. And what I'm thinking is, because we've got this bucket on, rather than using the vitamin all the time, I know it's really great and it works really well, but it does take a while to do it because it's such a small bucket. Well, I've been using the muck fork for it, and it does take a little while to do that. So let's just come in through here and spin round. Right. Go in nice and close like this. I don't like trying to use these from in-cab because you don't have depth perception by playing the game. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Right. A full bucket already. That would take forever using the vitamin. That really would. At 450 litres each time. So we just bring it over here. Only slightly. And because I've got 1,800 litres have just gone in there, and I'm probably going to get another 200 or 300 now. Let's bring it up a little bit. It's getting it just right. Just exactly the right height on the floor. And that's 600 litres there to also go in. That's basically the grass is going to be just fine. We're not going to have to worry about grass today. If you have a look now, we got 4,500 litres. We are going to need some soon. But water and grass are probably okay. It's just straw, really. I'd say we could do with a little bit of straw. Let me come on out. 9 degrees the soil is at the moment. So let's just bring this over. He can drop down there. Like that. Turn you off. And then we will go into this one. And we'll get a bale of straw and dump that in. We've got one bale on his own right there. So if I bring that one out like that. There. And open him. Okay, that didn't work quite as well as I'd hoped, but still. We got the bale. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We got the bale. That's the important thing, is nobody was hurt. And we got the bale. So let's just bring that one over, and we're going to drop that into the pen. There we go. That one's in. So that should be our cows taken care of for a little while. Now, we're still running on 60 times speed. It's clouding over at the moment. We look here. So straw is just fine. We don't have to worry about that. Water, there's a bit in the tanker. Grass. We're going to need to get grass pretty soon. You know what? I'm very tempted to go and get one of those bales and just bring that in. I know that that's now making, and it would be much better if we were to go and do some mowing. I'm just sorely tempted to go and do it that way. I'll tell you what, let's load up. Let's just do one load of TMR a minute, so that we can put that in. Because, the ground temperature's not right yet. It's still not quite there. So at the moment, the temperature outside is 8 degrees. So it's slowly warming up, but it's still not warm enough. Not yet. Just open up the grab. There. And I want a bale of silage, and then it will be 2 bales of hay and a bale of straw. It's got to go into here, and that will be enough to make up our mix. And drop that in there. So yeah, for those of you, I did have someone who was asking a question earlier about percentages of the TMR. Just make sure you look on the machine, and it will tell you whether or not you got it right. It can sometimes be a bit of a nuisance if you don't get things quite right on it, and it only drops it in as sort of, it doesn't quite mix up the mix properly. You just got to make sure you got your percentages right, that's all. Otherwise it will just put it in separately as straw and hay rather than anything else. Right, let's get in here. I don't want to open it all the way up now because I want to grab that bale like that. We are running out of hay. Although we're late spring now, and early summer we get a second grass growth stage, so we should be able to go and get we should have some more grass available. So, oh, and that's the other thing I want to do. I want to buy another field. We've got enough money. We're 187,000 euros. I want to buy at least one more grass field. I do that, just sort of squeeze it. I really don't like the articulated telehandler. The only reason I'm using this articulated one is because so many people have been asking for it over various different times. I always prefer a rigid body telehandler. It's what I've used in real life a huge amount, so it's what I'm most comfortable with, and I just don't get on very well with them otherwise. So let's bring that in. So yeah, really, well, water seems to be doing okay. It's not using up quite so fast. Silage and hay. So let's whiz round here. Come on out. And round we go. There we go. Right. Start tipping that in there. So the cows are okay now once we've put this in. We need to... So really the only thing we're waiting for now is the ground to warm up enough to start planting the corn. Now I did hear that you could start planting corn before it's warm enough and then it just waits until it germinates. But there was talk somewhere. I can't remember where it was. Whether it was from Realismus themselves or if it was from someone else. It said if you plant too early, you run the risk of it not germinating properly. Now I don't know if that's just like a yield modifier or something like that. I'm not sure. But rather than run that risk, because you wouldn't do that in real life anyway, you would wait until it was warm enough to plant. Or at least I think you would. Yeah, I don't actually know very much about... I've not done a huge amount of arable cropping in my life. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about... Why have we got that on sunflowers? It's supposed to be on, not beans, corn. That's the one that we want it on. Right. So, we're waiting for that one. While we wait, there is a couple of other things I wanted to do. Now, one of them, we own field 69, that is grass, and field 35 is grass. And if we go back to fruit types, field 60 over here, I would like to buy this field. This one is currently no mission available. Alex Young, 58,000. We're going to buy that one. That's another grass field that we now own. And we're going to take another look at the map. So field 60 there, 69. That one I'd like to buy, but it's like 300,000 euros, so we really can't afford that one. But if we go over to field 30 over here, this is another grass field over there. And that one goes on round. It's close to the sheep as well, so we've already got grass here. This one I think would be a good one. 73,000, so we buy that one. We've now got... Probably we've got enough grass. We've got field 30 and 35 there. We've got 69 and 60 there. Now, 69, we've done a partial cut on it, so we're not going to get as much. But I think we'll probably just include that when we do the hay. We're going to be making hay next. So it'll be field 30, 35, 60, and 69. The one... great demand for wool. Right, well, we don't have any wool. The one thing about all the grass fields on Gorale at the moment is that they are not ploughed. None of these fields are ploughed, which means that if we want to get a better yield and put fertilizer on these fields, we're going to need to plough them up and replant them, but we won't be doing that until the autumn. So that probably a job that we will do. It's going to have to be on the allow or create fields thing so that we can get them ploughed up properly and turned into fields, because at the moment, if you look at growth is on nothing, needs ploughing. Anywhere that is grass doesn't need ploughing because it's not actually classed as field. It was something that I learned from my time playing Water Valley. Yeah, so field 42 maybe we could do, but I don't think so. 9 degrees, right, great demand for wood chips at the Stanton Sawmill. Ooh, maybe we could load up those wood chips that we own. The best time of year to sell most of your crops is not this time of year. Although, see, the beans, there's some pretty good prices available. Village Grain Elevator, 2,231 euros for those 4,000 beans. I don't really think we're going to worry about selling just yet because we've hardly got anything here. I think we're better off just to sort of hold on to them and wait. Soil temperature is still only 9 degrees. Let's speed this up a little bit faster, shall we? While we're waiting, we will go back to our farm over here and we will get this one. And we'll put some water in for the cows. So let's just take off the PTO, take off that one. And yeah, it's going to be tomorrow before we can do the planting. It's day 12 of spring, so it'll be the final day of spring. Hopefully the ground will be warm enough. We can't really start now because it's 3:30 in the afternoon. I mean, I suppose we could and work late, but I don't really want to do that. I'd rather start fresh in the morning. Just in case, if it does hit 10 degrees now, it could cool down again in the night, which I don't really want it to do. So let me hitch that one on. Do we have PTO? Yes, we do. And 772 litres of water. So we need to go buy a little bit of water. Actually, does it buy or not? I can't remember. We backed into the water here. I don't remember if we had to pay for it or not. Let's come on round. And... right. This is the next bit, is whether or not we can back this thing up successfully. Sort of. I'm getting better at it. I am getting a little bit better at it. So let's back round a little bit more. Ooh, too far. But I can at least start filling. So we are filling this one up with water. It does tend to slide around. I've noticed that about this Annaberger transporter. It does slide around quite a bit when you're filling it up. Look at that. It's dragging the whole tractor around and everything now. So we've come to 6 o'clock on day 11 of late spring. Which means that in tomorrow's episode, we will actually be able to start doing our planting. And that one's spun all the way round. We can now drag it out of the water. We probably could have done with a front weight on that, just to help sort of keep it down on the ground a little better. Never mind. We won't worry about it now. Yeah. I'd like to get the planting of the corn done before the end of late spring. So in order to achieve that, it might be better if, once we do start planting, we go and lease a second planter, stick a little bit of seed in it, and use that to assist with the planting. We could take that one on... Actually, we might take it on this New Holland. Ooh, I know what we could do. Actually, I don't know. I was just thinking maybe we could put it on the International tractor that we're going to be buying. But then I just thought, well, actually, I don't know if the International would be able to pull it or not. Some tractors, like I said before, a lot of people were responded to that. I was talking about how some tractors will... their horsepower seems to be a lot higher than it actually is. Or their rated horsepower seems to be lower than the actual horsepower of the tractor. And there's a lot of people who said that they've got tractors like that. They've got tractors that seem to be able to pull anything. And it's never been an issue with them being underpowered, even though technically it's just doesn't have the strength if you look at the specs in the books. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if the International can do it. Might be quite interesting. Here we go. Another day, another night, and right, currently the ground temperature is 9 degrees. 21,000 for selling milk. Where did we leave our Zeta? Oh, we stuck it in the shed over here, didn't we? If we get that... Is that trailer moving? Or is that just where I left? I'm sure that trailer is slowly drifting over. Get the feeling it is. If we start this one up, let's take a look at the animals a minute, and what are we on with them? Grass is 0. We're not going to worry about grass for a bit. Let me just slow time down to a little bit, anyway. Move you out the way there. We'll keep it running on 60 times speed for a minute. Jump in here. I'm very nearly out of time. My weekly question for this week is, next year I'm going to do a root crop in 2, possibly 3 of our fields. What root crop would you like me to do? Would you like me to do potatoes, or would you like me to do sugar beet? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And there we go. Yes, I definitely think that in moving on to the Zeta to do this job rather than relying on the little vitamin is the right thing to do, because quite frankly, the amount of grass that we're getting kicked out at the moment, the vitamin takes far too long to deal with it. So let's just drop that down. Ooh, I need to... I don't generally worry about the little bits that sort of turn up while I'm doing the cleaning, because if you're doing it on fast forward time, you don't need to concern yourself too much with all of it, because you'll always get the rest of it tomorrow. So we'll pick that bit up there, and the rest of it can stay until we do our cleaning tomorrow. This will give the cows some grass for today. It gives them 2,300, so they'll be on 100% productivity for a little while. Silage and hay is okay. We could do with sticking in another bale of straw, so we'll do that. I don't know if we're going to get through the year without having to buy more straw. I think we are going to end up having to buy a bit more before we're finished here. So let's just drop that Zeta back in there and he can stop, and then we jump into this one with a bale grab. We get a bale of straw. Oh. I jump right back into the Zeta. Let's get into this one, and there we go. Wrong way. Let's open that one up and get our bale of straw. So tomorrow we should actually be able to start planting our corn at long last. And I think if so long as we've got enough money, we will buy the International, and we will see if we can stick that one onto another planter. So we have 2 planters running, and hopefully hurry up and get that done. Once that is done, There's the straw in for the cows. Once the planting is done, our next task, which we could actually do, because I think, if I remember correctly, we get another growth stage at the beginning of summer. So we can sort of plan that a little bit. We will have mowing to do in-game tomorrow, which is the beginning of summer. So we want to get the planting done today. If the ground temperature will just warm up a little bit more, we can do the planting with this one. And we've already got fertilizer in this one waiting to go. I've already fertilized those fields once, so let's just go through the map here. Fertilizer, that's on a single stage of fertilizer, isn't it? Whereas those are on 3 stages of fertilizer. So this will plant. It's going to be a little while. We won't be able... Actually, we're not going to be able to use the fertilizer in this one until later in the year, are we? So let's just bring... Oh, that gate's already open. So we can bring this one down and we can leave this tractor with the fertilizer spinner on it. We can put it away in a shed somewhere. And then we don't need to worry about it. Oop. Just come on round there. And we can put it away. So if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. Tomorrow we will be planting our corn. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.